Welcome to Omni Sport, the ultimate African sports audio channel. Live and on demand at omniaudio.africa and streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa. It's where Africa comes to play.
Bafethu, welcome to another episode of uThando Lwe Bhola, Bafethu. Thanks a lot for you guys for subscribing and going to our links and doing everything, Bafethu, even our social pages. Thanks you guys for following. Today I have another star player. As you know, I'm always engaging with the star players, bringing them closer so that you get to have a feeling about them and know about them. In today's episode, I have none other than a player that comes from West Rand. She plays for Momelodi Sundowns. Very good baller. In the middle, they call her Shavi. I will never kataza with her. Her name is Mato Mashugu. How are you doing, Mato?
Very well. Thank you for having me, first of all. It's an honor and a privilege to be interviewed by you once again.
Yeah. It's a pleasure. Oh, yeah. The first time I interviewed you was the usual way. Yeah. On your face. And you were doing quite well that day, eh? Yeah, you were cooking, your team won, they came from behind, if I'm not mistaken. It shows that you guys are a solid team. And now you're sitting here right here with me. Let's just talk about who really is a player. Mato, who are you as a person? Puma Vaz, keeper now.
So Mato Mashugu is basically an all-round person who surrounds a whole life around football. I love football. I eat, sleep, breathe football. I grew up in a family of 5 siblings. I'm actually the middle, the one in the middle. I grew up in a family that loves football. My dad is actually a Pirate supporter. So stadium, you could imagine every weekend just watching football, Then that's how I fell in love with the game, started playing football with my brothers because where I used to stay, there's like a literal circle there where the boys used to play, and you had to work your way up there because you just didn't play there because there's money on the line, there's everything on the line. And then I worked hard, started playing with my brothers. Then I joined the all boys team. It was at the time called Junior Soccer Schools. Now it's known as Western Bowlers. And then I played there for a couple of years. Then I moved to the north, played for Randburg, from Randburg, JVW, and now Sundowns.
Yeah,
that's Mato Mashugu.
So your player profile, just tell me a bit about it. Are you playing in the middle? What's happening? What positions do you play?
I play 6 and on a good day 8.
Oh, on a good day 8.
On a good day 8.
Yeah, I pass a lot. I don't pass. Yes. Your last tournament right now, which was the Champ of Champs, did amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. You're cooking there in the middle.
Thank you.
So yeah, shout out. But let's just firstly talk about where you grew up. Where exactly did you grow up?
I grew up in Witborgie. Went to school at Kulimbeek there, local, just literally 5 minutes away from where I used to stay. Used to walk with my siblings to go to school, come back. After coming back, literally change, play football. That's all I did my whole life. Up until I didn't play in a professional settlement, like an academy, up until I came this side, like a proper settlement where I played for Randburg. Learned a lot about myself there too, in terms of the positions I can play, what I can give you on a good day. Then I moved to JVW, where I really, really, really enjoyed my football because I think I was well appreciated, well developed, because I think JVW mostly focused on the development, getting that beast out of you, and that's where I discovered what I'm really capable of. And then I obviously got taken by Mamelodi Sundowns.
And everything. Yeah, for sure. Did you enjoy your childhood? Like you as now we haven't grown up, do you recall any memories while you were young and everything? Especially with your family,
I think my dad always gave us the best life, I think he wanted to give us a upbringing that he never had, so I've traveled the world, been to France, been to Disney Paris, he used to live in Germany with a few of my siblings, also visited Germany for a few weeks too. So I've been around, traveled all over, so my dad showed us nothing but the best life. So I think my upbringing was amazing, and that is currently reflecting in the life right now because I'm just a person of good values, and
Yeah, for sure. Hey, famba moyeni, hey, uza utravelile, been all over, which is quite good. That's what a kid has to be doing. You know, when you have a family that's quite supportive. I mean, your father even pulled you up with you here to show Guti he's so supportive and everything, which is quite good. More especially playing soccer. How is it that your family is always there when you're playing soccer? Because some other kids out there, it's really hard for their parents to come and support them in everything. How is it been with your family?
I think it's a very good feeling because then you know that you're playing for something, you know. And with my dad, he's always been there since a very, very young age, actually. So he's always been the one who's, I can call him my agent, in inverted commas for now, because, you know, I don't have one. But then he's always been the person to tell me my mistakes, tell me where I can improve on a bad game, shouted me my whole way up until I get home.
Yeah.
You know? And I think he made me the player I am today, to be honest.
Yeah,
Played a very, very pivotal role in the player I am today.
So who's been the role model? You're having speaking about soccer and everything. Someone that you really looked up to and be like, at this young age, I'm looking at this person and I want to be like that person, you know, and everything. Who has been that role model for you?
Mesut also. I think also made me fall in love with the game.
Yeah.
And obviously you cannot deny Messi being the best player in the world. So
Yeah.
Ozil and Messi for me.
Yeah,
Yes.
ne? Yeah, for
Quality.
sure. Hey, you're cooking like Ozil for sure. Yeah, say born. Imagine the Xavi name.
That's actually a name I got from Camo Shots. Then a lot of people started running with it because after my first engine, I think the engine where I really made the name for myself, and then got Camo Shots, got NK Sports, all of them basically, and then everyone started posting Xavi, and that's how the name came about.
Ngoba kubona udlala njengoShavi. Simple football. Kataza, yeah. So now you as a girl, how did your parents deal with the issue of you playing soccer instead of going and being a normal girl, playing with the dolly and everything, and the Barbie being a boy and everything? How did they deal with that? How did they accept that our kid is actually playing soccer and playing with the boys?
There's never been a problem for my parents. My parents are very supportive in all aspects of my life, so it's never been a problem. It's never been looked at like the perspective that people used to look at it back in the days, that, okay, you're a girl, why are you playing football? So it's never been that thing for them. I feel like they've been supportive from the get-go, and that's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
No, never been a problem.
Yeah,
And even growing up, I was actually very different. When my siblings, my little sister and my older sister wanted Barbie dolls, and all I wanted to do was get like toys to clean, football, and everything. So I've always been different in a way.
Yeah, for sure. And they also spoke about the brothers and everything. You know, they also played a pivotal role for you to fall in love with this soccer thing. At least you get some people that, you know, that can also motivate you, you know, being a good player. So what has been the biggest challenge, you know, as a girl that you've faced playing soccer? What has been that biggest challenge? And be like, oh, as a girl playing soccer, this has been the biggest challenge for me.
I think it's the most obvious one, and I think it's the problem that everyone faced back in the day, because as you can remember and as you can imagine, female football wasn't a big thing back. Like if you give it 5 years back, it wasn't as big as it is right now, because now people watch female football. But before it was just, you know, just girls playing football and no one knew a lot about it. So obviously playing with the boys, it's like, why is a girl playing here? You get underestimated, you get called names up until you actually possess your quality, and then they see what you have to bring to the party, and then everyone enjoys. But other than that, I don't think I had any challenges. It's just the discrimination that comes with it, and obviously the underestimation. But I love proving points, so I think I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. So how were you dealing with those, especially on the mental aspect that the society has to accept you as a girl that plays soccer? How were you able to deal with that in your mindset? I
think it's not something, as when you're younger, you don't actually deepen things. You don't actually think about things on a deeper level. You just suffers problems for me. So it's just playing my football. If I put you on the bench, then you're going to respect me. So it's just more about proving a point. Always getting the starting 11 to show you that I'm actually capable of doing it. You know, so that was the way I dealt with it. Just playing the football, let the football talk. Yeah. Is there
any other sport at that time were you thinking of or were you actually good at besides soccer?
No.
It was just soccer.
I used to play netball in primary, fun fact, but I was in the B team, so I think I sucked.
Yeah, and then you're like,
It's not for me.
throwing balls is nice, not for me. I gotta kick it.
I've got to kick the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and eventually you're here. Yeah, which is quite good, man. Which is quite good. Well, that's the first segment of the interview, guys. So yeah, on the next segment, we're just going to be dwelling much on the present moment. So you gotta stay tuned for this one.
Welcome to Omni Sport, the ultimate African sports audio channel. Live and on demand at omniaudio.africa and streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa. It's where Africa comes to play.
Welcome back to uThando Lwe Bhola. As we have had the chat right here, we're sitting with Mato, and we're still continuing, Mato, with how you are as a footballer. Right now, we're going to speak about the present moment. You are playing for Momelodi Sundowns. Can we talk about the first day when you came to Momelodi Sundowns? How it was for you? Like what comes to your mind when we just talking about that first day coming at Momelodi Sundowns?
I think the first day was actually very funny for me because when I got the call to come give it a shot at Sundowns, I thought I was going to come play with the academy because I didn't know I'm not about Sundowns at the time. All I knew was JVW. So getting there I thought I was going to come play with the under 18 girls and just enjoy my football with people my age. Because at the time I was 15 when I started playing for Sundowns. And then I get there, I'm at Kloko, obviously big gates. You get to see the parking lot of Shishi, everyone, the cars they all drive. It's like, okay. And when I got to the ground, actually the first player I recognized was Oratile Mukwena. And I was like, okay, this is actually the first team. But the time I went, it was during the FIFA break. So the players for the regular Banyana players were gone. Andile was not there, Bambanani was not there. So I was like, okay, this is actually the first team, but it was like few numbers. Then I got there. Very scary because it's superstars. You're around superstars. You can imagine as a 15-year-old seeing the people you only see on TV is like, okay. And I'm playing with them. So then I got there, I changed, I trained, and the coach is Jerry Shabalala is a very like possessive, harsh man. So like you have to get it right the first time, you know. I had to obviously adjust to the football. There's just two-touch football, like shoeshine and piano, as you can imagine. So I'm used to JVW where I'm like have a lot of touches on the ball. I'm just not big player, but I'm like this influential player. You know, when I get there, I'm the most little player. You know, like I'm new to this environment. I have to learn how to play two-touch now. I'm used to being MC, and now I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm nothing. So I have to make my name. So I think the first day was very tough, but not as tough because the football is there. The technical ability is there. It's just about applying yourself mentally, knowing that, okay, this is a different stage, and now you have to adjust to the stage because this is Banyana players, just quality only. So I had to know who I am. I had to adjust and say it's now or never. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest was history. Yeah. Which is quite good. So now, you having been there and doing quite so well and everything, I want to talk about the deal and everything, like you coming. Like, how did it happen? Did they scout you? Did they call you? What happened?
Okay, so JVW was like, I want to be very humble in saying this, but I was a very, very influential player, right? Yeah. So every game I'd average like maybe 2 assists. A good show for the people watching because I believe in giving the fans what they want. If you've got a goal 3-0 up, just give them a little bit of a show because you're here to watch a show at the end of the day, right? So at the JVW, I just enjoyed my football. Like I was having fun. Every time I went to football, I know I'm out there to have fun. I'm there to make a name for myself. So I was very influential. Like a lot of parents loved me. That said Janine loved me. The whole there was a family. JVW is a family. They're very big on the whole family aspect. So it was a family, you know. Every time I played, there's a teammate of mine, Keketo. The father loved me. Like he really, really loved me. Every time he came, they literally said, "I'm here to watch you," and not. So then he knows someone at Sundowns. I think he knows Jerry. So he knew like the quality can't be not wasted, but the quality can't be just staying in one place because I'm going to get comfortable after time goes, right? So I have to move into a new environment where I'm going to grow as a footballer. So then he recommended me to Coach Jerry, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I know, awesome. And then in the first game?
At Sundowns.
Yeah, the first game.
The first game was with the first team. At one evening, we played against Luso. As I said, it was during the international break.
Oh, yeah.
So then we had a friendly just to keep fit and whatnot. I remember you go to Kloko, travel with the bus. We got there, I got my kit. And then obviously it's like a full circle moment. It's like, okay, it's now or never, you know. Because then training is a whole different ball game when it comes to training and actually playing on the pitch, you know. So then started off on the bench, obviously. They played. Then the coach called me up, and I remember just bawling. Like I had that mentality in my head that it's now or never. You have to make your name or forget about it. And I did exactly that.
Yeah. So what has been the biggest achievement now that you're at Sundowns and everything, with all the experience? What has been the biggest achievement? Because you coming in as well, you know, I think with me, I started following the ladies football, I think 2 or 3 years back. And you're one of the players that caught my eyes. You know, I was like, oh, this is a good player. You know, you were bowling and everything, and you guys won. Even this year, you won Engine Champ of Champs. You know, even when you guys are losing, you lost against, I think it's JVW at the Pirates Cup, if I'm not mistaken now. You were simply amazing as well. You know, you were even on my list to become the player of the tournament, but unfortunately. So with all that being said, and with all that you've achieved, what has been the biggest achievement at Mamelodi Sundowns that you will be like, you see, this has been the best moment?
I think there's a lot to pick from. As a player who started off with the first team, I think winning the Hollywood Bits, having that medal, seeing it every morning also has to be a good achievement. But I think the best has to be this season by far, because I remember the first month of the year, January, the coach obviously sits with you, and as the vice captain, there's a certain responsibility you have to carry on to the team. She asked me a question, I remember, is that how many cups are we going to collect this year? And I said, we're going to try our best to challenge for every single cup and make sure at least out of 5 bring 4 home. I think we're capable because we have a very talented squad. So I think Pirates Cup was the first cup we contended for this year. That didn't go away because I think apparently the Pirates Cup is very hard now. So I don't know. We're 1-0 up, and then the commentator said something. They gave a penalty, and then we went to penalties with JVW, and then obviously lost in penalties. And penalties has always been something we never actually worked on. So after that, I think we actually took it seriously and then worked on that. We came to the Engine Knockout Challenge, beat JVW in the semi-finals on penalties to show the improvement of the team as a whole, you know, to work on our weaknesses and make ourselves better. We won the Engine, and then we went on to the Engine Champs of Champs. We had 1 month to prepare for that. I think that was very actually difficult to prepare because you actually don't know the teams you're playing against. It's every region, the best team. We played at the Engine Champs of Champs. I think that was after the semi-final, we knew we won it. We won that, and then we also won the league, last week. Yeah. So I think thus far, this has to be my best season and my best achievement also as a vice captain, to carry 3 cups this year so far. We still have 2 more to contend for, and I think I can confidently say we can at least take those 2 also. So I think as a vice captain, this has to be my best season yet. So there's nothing more satisfying and more making you happy and having full circle moments by bringing cups home, you know, giving the cup to the coach and saying, here's all your hard work. I think this season has to be the best.
Best for sure, this season has to be the best. You were cooking. You're talking about being the vice captain, but were you the captain lifting the trophy for the Ancient Champ of Champs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that was the best. That definitely has to be the best moment for you. Mm-hmm. So I want to pose a question, because Sundowns are quite doing well. You've spoken about you guys didn't know the other teams and everything, but yet people still believe that you guys are going to be cooking at the Ancient Champ of Champs, and eventually you guys won. Mm-hmm. You living and playing at Sundowns and everything, what is it that makes Sundowns to be really good as the ladies, you know, at the development and even with the first team doing well in Africa? I mean, you guys are contributing, Sundowns are contributing a lot in terms of Banyana players and everything. What is it that makes them to be so good from the inside?
I think everything starts with mentality for me. When you play for a club like Sundowns, the magnitude of the club speaks for itself. I always say when I get the privilege of wearing that jersey, you think of the success that's been replicated every single season. We can't say we don't have examples in front of us. The first team is doing well. The men's team is doing well. We don't have any excuse. We have the resources. We have every single thing we could ask for. The only thing is about fixing up here and also just playing to the coach's orders. Because at Sundowns, we have a formula that we play shoeshine and piano, just two-touch football, and literally stick to that. And I always say that for me, the S that starts with the Sundowns always stands for success and success only.
Yeah.
So you have that pressure and that privilege to carry that badge on your chest and do the best, and if the best is not enough on that day, then you take it up the chin, but then make sure that the best is enough all the time. So I think it's the mentality of always wanting to win, the mentality of always wanting to fight for the badge, and the big player mentality that you have to accept the pressure that comes with being a Mamelodi Sundowns player, because not everybody is the biggest fan of Sundowns because of the success, so it's that always thinking about the people that want to be making noise in the back, your fans, your parents, it's just the pressure that comes with it. Pressure is a privilege, and we take that privilege up the chin and always want to fight for the badge and win.
Yeah, for sure. And you're contributing a lot in terms of that. So how are you becoming so consistent? Or what is the secret ingredient that allows you to be as consistent as you are? Because I'm going to be honest, I've never watched you and I was not satisfied. Yeah, you're always, every game is an improvement. You're always doing quite so well. You're so disciplined, always on time. When you're wearing the belt, it never falls off. Like everything, what is the secret ingredient that makes you to be as good as you are?
I think I can't take all the credit. I think the credit has to go to all the coaches. They make sure that we always top. They make sure that strength-wise, technical ability-wise, we're never comfortable. Because I feel like as a talented player, you can lose your head sometimes because then you think that you have everything, But then if the coaches keep you on your toes all the time and remind you that no one has a position here, you're always going to want to work hard and give consistent performance to always end that starting 11, Because I've seen a lot of examples, as a person who consistently watches football, looks at professional players on a day-to-day basis, you can see the mistakes they make as talented players, So you don't want to make the same mistakes. You want to live football, you want to play football, so you have to always evolve with the game, be a student of the game. And I think also a secret formula that players underestimate is watching football. Watching football is very important. If you want to play football modernly, I think watching football is the best thing you can ever do for yourself because you learn every single day. For example, if you're watching Barcelona yesterday, you saw Pedri cooking. I took a few notes, so it's just watching football, being a student of the game, and consistently staying on your toes. Because you want to always be in the starting 11. I don't like being on the bench. I hate being on the bench. So I always want to be there, So I think the coach knows that we have talented players, and, talented players sort of lose their head sometimes. So it's just about keeping us on our toes, working hard, and
yeah, for sure. So manje Sundowns ntile kanjani with the lose? How do you guys deal with the lose? Because you're always winning. Like you're winning. When you lose, then what happens? How is the mood within the camp?
I don't know how to explain it because we're not used to losing. So it's like bad example, but it's like at a funeral. Like no one speaks on the way back home. You just take your food and you keep quiet the whole trip. And we know on Thursday training, then it's gonna be bad for us because they're gonna make us run, lift weights and whatnot. Strengthening is going to be worse than it is on a normal day. So it's bad. It's very, very bad. But then it, again, motivates us to be our best the next time we have opportunity to represent the badge.
You spoke about big players. Most of them, they have to deal with this thing within their head and everything. So with social media, because people are praising you on social media and everything, how do you deal with social media? How do you make sure that social media comments and everything doesn't affect you? How do you deal with that? And how would you advise other players to be able to deal with that?
I think that's a very good question. And I remember when the whole thing started of Xavi on social media, after being posted by Vino Snap, it also became more and more worse, the pressure. And I remember asking my dad, I'm like, this thing can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing, because the pressure that comes with it. But like I said, I take pressure as the pressure as a privilege, and then it only motivates me to work harder, only motivates me to keep the standard that people see me as and perceive me as. If people think I'm this great thing, then I don't have to drop the standard. I have to work harder to even be better, you understand? So I just took the pressure as a privilege, and I didn't let it get to my head, because I'm not where I want to be. I want to be very far, and this is not even close to anything I want to be in the future. So I think the pressure, I took it as a privilege and only an opportunity for me to work harder. And also credit also can go to my dad in terms of keeping me grounded all the time. Because even if I have the most perfect game, he's going to look for that one mistake to keep me grounded and want me to work harder.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, which is quite good. And you spoke about the future. What does the future hold for you? Like, right now we have called you back. It's 5 years. What can you expect sitting on the table and everything? And what can you expect from you?
When I think about my future, I think about the big dream. I want to captain the national team one day. I think that's a very big dream, but I think it's possible if I can believe in it. I want to see myself playing overseas. Start maybe in the Premier League, maybe in England, somewhere in Arsenal, Liverpool, just to start off my career. Then see myself in Spain. I think I dream of playing for Barcelona. I said when I was with Robert Mara, I was like, when I see Barcelona playing, I see myself in the setup. I just like the football they play, the methodology, the way they apply themselves. I think it's a club I want to see myself playing for. It's a big dream, but I believe in my dream.
Yeah, for sure. So you playing as a girl in the youth development for the girls. How do you see the future of Banyana Banyana? Because currently they're doing quite so well. I won't lie. They've reached quite so far in the World Cup. They won the Africa Cup of Nations. Sundowns also is doing quite well in the thing. So where do you see the women's football? Let me not just point it out on Banyana Banyana, but just football, women's football in general. Where do you see it in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I think women's football will be not equally as male football, but I think something close to that, because the women's game is growing day by day. And then I give credit to countries that are only trying to evolve women's football in terms of trying to pay the same salaries, trying to give it the same attention that it gets with the males. For example, like the female Barcelona, they almost sold out Camp Nou if they didn't, if I'm not mistaken. So every day the game is growing. So I think in the next 5 years it will be something close to the males football. And I think for South Africa is also a scary future, because I look at Banyana Banyana now and say, wow. But the players that are coming is only the best. And I can also say the same thing for Bafana. If you look at our under 17 team, you look at our under 23 team, and you look at the quality there, and then you look at Bafana, you're like, the future for South African football is actually scary. And I foresee us winning the World Cup in maybe the next 10 years to come. I think South Africa is going to be very far football-wise, and all credit goes to the youth development clubs, trying the best for us.
Yeah, for sure. With you captaining the club like you've dreamed and bring the World Cup, that will be amazing. That will be a story to tell, and we're hoping that we're going to be having you here once more, talking to you, engaging and looking back in terms of what we've achieved and everything. So thanks a lot for coming into our show. It was a blessing talking to you and engaging with you. Last question: what advice would you give the young girls out there, especially the ones who are not having similar opportunities that you had and everything, and who are grinding so hard out there so that they can play football, especially the girls? What advice would you give those young girls?
I think perseverance is the only thing I could say to them. It's not easy playing football, especially when you have limited opportunities and limited streams to get where you want to be. But I feel like just continue playing. One day, out of nowhere, you're going to have someone. Like, for example, me, I'd never thought I'd played for Mamelodi Sundowns, but I got that one opportunity on a random day that I didn't even think about, So just continue playing football. Don't listen to whatever that boy says that, why are you playing football? Don't listen to that. Continue playing football and prove a point to him. One day he'll be looking at you playing for Banyana Banyana, and you'll tell him that, I made it because I didn't listen to you. Just perseverance, continue going, and you'll make it if you believe in your dreams.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot. Now we do the same thing. Believe in your dreams. Go as far as hard. You went to Bournemouth. What happened there? What is cooking there? How did you find yourself in Bournemouth? What happened? Was it England?
Okay, so I think that it was on. They basically take stars from school football. So basically one star from each school. They make an all-star team, travel to England, and just play football. I think that was the best experience of my life. And I didn't want to leave, because when I think about the way football is that side, I think it's world class, and it's just, I want to see myself there, literally. Like I dream about it every day, you know, and I want to see myself there, because the football is so different. Everything is just so different. And I think one lesson I can take from it is, I remember when Coach Paul said to me, for you to play football, you have to be a full-time athlete to be a part-time footballer. You know, that's in the way you carry yourself, the way you eat, the way you sleep. You know, just everything you do. So I think Bournemouth was just a glimpse of what my dreams can be, and a glimpse of what I can do if I work hard and strive for my dreams.
Mamelodi, Zofika, I'll be there. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to watch your best match when you are in England and doing amazing. Yeah. Go out there and be a star player.
Thank you.
That's how it is, Buffet. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And for those who are subscribing, giving comments, Buffet, Tuna star player. So where they going to find you on social media? Are you there on social media?
No, Instagram only at m.mashugu on Instagram.
Or on Instagram, ne? Yeah, they're gonna see. Hey, she's always attending soccer matches. This one, so yeah, you're gonna see her there. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. The next one is gonna be amazing. We are always gonna be bringing you the best soccer stars who are upcoming right here at uThando Lwe Bhola. This is where we find the love of football. Thanks a lot. Sonbona next week.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.